So what's better than making a pizza at home? And I was thinking a Chicago-style homemade deep dish pizza. Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make a fabulous pizza. I'm just sifting 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour and half a cup of yellow cornmeal. Now, all-purpose flour is actually also labeled cake flour in some countries, and I struggled to find yellow cornmeal, but this is what it looks like. This is Italian cornmeal and it's called Polenta. So if you're looking for that, that's what you will find in the stores. So here you go. I'm just sifting 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and 2 teaspoons of sugar, I've got here 1.5 cups of water at room temperature, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2.25 teaspoons of dry yeast, and I'm going to give that a stir. I'm just trying to combine the yeast into the water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a few minutes to let that start activating. Okay, I've got a few bubbles forming there. So what I'm going to do now is just mix my dough a little bit, just to make sure that my salt, sugar, my polenta or cornmeal is fully combined with my flour. And then I'm going to make a well in the center. Thereabouts. And I'm going to add my 1.5 cups of yeast, and I've got unsalted butter here that's been melted, and it's 3 tablespoons. And now we are going to knead the dough until it's fully formed, and I'll show you what that looks like afterwards. So what you've got here is a well-formed, well-mixed dough. And what we're going to do now is we need to let this dough rest. So what I want to do is I want to oil a separate bowl, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil and pour it in there and just swirl it around. Actually, I don't have patience for that, so I'm gonna do that. And then I'm going to take my dough and also oil my dough. So it's just doing that. There we go. Beautiful. And you're going to cover this with cling wrap, and you're going to let it rest for 60 minutes. Okay, so we've just put our dough to rest, and we're going to need about 25 minutes cook time and about 5 minutes prep time to make our sauce. So I would suggest you starting at least maybe 15 minutes after your dough is into the 60 minutes of rest time. I have got here a pan of a medium heat, and I'm going to show you how to make the sauce. So to make your sauce, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter and melt that. And then you're going to add a 1/4 cup of grated onion. This is a 1/2 cup container, and I've just halved it. I just gave that a quick stir, and now I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Every time I say oregano, I think of saying it like an Italian. Oregano! Just try not to laugh here, but yes, so you're going to do that. And now we're going to add 2 garlic cloves crushed, and if you don't have fresh garlic cloves, you can use 2 tablespoons of crushed garlic. And you're just going to stir that for a 1/2 minute. And I've got here 1 can of crushed tomatoes. Now, if you can only find chopped, which is what happened with me, I just got my chopped tomatoes and I mashed them down. And besides, it's homemade pizza. It doesn't have to be like exactly, I don't feel. And we also need to add a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Just combining that in. Two tablespoons of fresh basil. Right, that's properly combined. And now I'm going to close my pot or pan and let it simmer on low for 25 minutes. Okay, so it's been 25 minutes, and now we are going to season our sauce further with a nice pinch of black pepper and a pinch of salt. And I'm going to add some more basil, a tablespoon of fresh basil, tomato. give that a stir. Guys, the aroma from this sauce is just amazing. It's smelling very Italian in here. Okay, and take note, I've used a non-stick pan, so I've got no catching on my pan, which is awesome. Okay, we are now ready to have a look at our dough, and also we need to prepare our topping. We're just going to quickly go through what we're using for toppings today. We will be using mozzarella cheese today, and you'll need 500 grams or half a pound of mozzarella cheese. I've already bought the shredded version. And then you're going to need a quarter cup of parmesan, grated parmesan, and this one is already grated. And then we will also need cut up one pepperoni sausage here. It's the same amount, and that's 200 grams. And as I added extra, I have I've sliced it first, and I've fried chorizo sausage in olive oil. Remember olive oil because we're in keeping with the oil that the ingredients is used. And then I've chopped it up further and just put it on a paper towel to drain. Okay, so now we're going to laminate this dough. This is how it looks. Very pretty. And we're going to flour our surface. Wow, it's soft. Beautiful. And what I'm going to do is we need to achieve a 15-inch by 12-inch rectangle, and that translates in centimeters to a 38 by 30.5 centimeters, thereabouts. Okay, I've got my dough in around about the size that it should be, and now I'm going to use 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter softened, and I'm going to spread this over the dough. I'm just going to mix it a bit more. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to spread the butter on the dough, leaving about a half an inch or a centimeter on the edges. I'm just trying to get this even at the moment. And then what we're going to do is we're going to roll the dough like a Swiss roll. And then you're going to have your seam side down. And now what we're going to do with this is we're just going to flatten this into a 45 by 10 centimeters. And if you're using inches, It'll be an 18 by 4 inches rectangle. Now that you've kind of got your dough into the correct size, thereabouts, you're going to cut it in half. Say, I'm eyeballing it, yes. And what you're going to do is, can you see what you're achieving here? You're achieving layers, and what you're going to do then is fold it like a business letter. Again. And then you're going to pinch the sides like so. To make another round ball. Well, 2 round balls. And now what we're going to do with these beautiful balls is we're going to return them to the oiled bowl, and we're going to refrigerate them for a further hour. Put that back in there like that. And I'm going to cover it. Doesn't say to cover it, but I'm going to cover it anyway. And it goes in the fridge. 1 hour. And we'll see you soon. So the hour is up and our little pizza balls should be ready. I have set my oven to 218 degrees Celsius or 425 Fahrenheit. And also I've placed my oven rack on a lower, it's about 2 lower from the middle in the oven. So that's going, and I'll give my dough balls up. Also, to prepare we're going to be using cake tins. I've got these silicone ones, which is probably going to be a little bit tricky given that they're so flexible, but I'm going to use them anyway. I have placed 2 teaspoons of olive oil into my cake tins, and I have oiled the cake tins, and I've got 2 here. I've just got an old bigger cake tin to stabilize the cake tin when I'm working. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my yellow cornmeal or polenta, and I'm going to sprinkle some into that, and maybe I'll put a bit more. And this is just to make it easy for the pizza to release from the cake tin when we're removing. There you go. And here you go. Alright, I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to get my dough balls out. And that's what they look like. You'll see that they would have raised a bit further. On a floured surface. I'm just going to spread that a little bit. The size I'm going to be looking for here today is a 13-inch. But if you can't measure it, if you imagine that size plus working up to the top. grab my rolling pin just so I have an even dough. And if you don't get it perfect, you can just refit your dough to the cake tin as you place it in your cake tin. I'll show you what that looks like. It's very stretchy, which is gorgeous. Whoops. I'll work with that one first. It's not working. All right, and now we're just going to do that. Try to get your dough even. I think that's pretty good. Same thing with your other dough ball. Next, you're going to spread evenly 2 cups of mozzarella cheese, like so. I think that looks pretty already. I don't know what you guys think. And then you are going to just make sure that my dough is doing what I want. And then you're going to sprinkle your meat. Okay, I've got chorizo here, but you don't have to have chorizo. You can just have the pepperoni. Or what you can also do is you can maybe fry some chicken and slice it like the thin slices that we've done with the pepperoni. I reckon you can have meat of your choice. And now for the pepperoni. I'm just going to work my way around. Almost all of that one sausage to be used. So I'm just going to set that aside because that is pretty full. And now we can't forget our lovely tomato sauce. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share that between the 2 pizzas. Okay, and you don't have to add this. I am just going to do it because I think it's going to be yum. So what I've got here is marinara sauce, and we know that with pizza so many times they use marinara, so I'm going to add that as well. I'm just going to go with 3 tablespoons. And now we're going to work that so that we get a taste of this beautiful sauce in every bite. So it's like I'm icing a cake. Now I'll do that with this other one. Just trying to get my marinara mixed in with our homemade tomato sauce. And then now for some Parmesan. And I'm going to top this off with basil and oregano. Just because. Oops. Also some black pepper, I think would not go amiss. Okay, now we're ready, and that's going to go into the oven for 20 to 30 minutes until your crust is golden brown. Doesn't it look amazing already? And it's not even cooked. Right, my husband has been watching this thing like a hawk because he loves pizza, and he had a little freak out because the edges were browning at about, say, 10 minutes into it. So what I did was I turned it down to 150 because, just to allay all fears. And now it's been in the oven for half an hour, and I'm going to remove it. It was a little tricky removing it from the cake tin, but definitely the polenta that we coated our cake tin with helped immensely. So now let's cut this baby up. Wow. Oh my God. Look at that. Gosh, I'm salivating. Right, we're going to try this. Wow. Oh my God. That was divine. Strong taste of basil, oregano, the pepperoni. smoky chorizo sausage, and the cheese. Wow. Guys, please do like this video, and I hope you get to try it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel for amazing dishes such as this. See ya.